No mai, haere mai, welcome to Metro News on Kōkako. I'm Marcus Allen. A fire that has burnt a hole in the roof at the COP30 conference venue in Brazil is now under control. Green Party List MP Francisco Hernandez was at the event and told Metro News Kiwis were evacuated during their daily briefing, but were on the far end of the building from the fire. Local media are reporting no casualties or burns, but some first responders are receiving oxygen treatment. A number of Fern Energy workers will walk off the job next week over concerns around pay negotiations. According to the Workers' First Union, the fuel distribution company is refusing to discuss conditions unless the workers withdraw from the strike. A mother who lost her 3 children following a house fire in Sanson says she is devastated. Chelsea Field's children, August, Goldie and Hugo, were found dead following a fire at their family home last weekend. She doesn't want the fact her children died in the most horrible circumstances to define their beautiful lives. Police reportedly believe they have enough evidence to lay corporate manslaughter charges against officials involved in the Pike River mine disaster. This week marks 15 years since the 29 men died in the mine. The lawyer for the families, Nigel Hampton, told Newstalk ZB that the investigation has ramped up after the mine was re-entered. Tributes are flowing in on social media for the Stone Roses and Primal Scream bassist Gary "Manny" Mounfield, who died aged 63. Oasis's Liam Gallagher took to Instagram announcing his devastation at the loss of his hero. All Blacks coach Scott Robertson has made 13 changes to his side for the game against Wales this weekend. Ruben Love will make his first appearance on tour, starting at fullback, pushing Will Jordan to the wing, whilst Cortez Ratima has been given the nod to start at the halfback, and Rico Ioane will get his first chance on tour at centre.
Thanks, Marcus. This afternoon on Metro News. A Canterbury landlord is slammed with a $33,000 fine after years of property neglect.
There is hope for businesses along Riccarton Road with the possibility of an upgrade in the future.
Christchurch is already in the Christmas spirit with the beloved Santa Parade happening this weekend.
Tēnā koutou i te... Tēnā koutou tēnei ahi ahi, no mai haere mai. Welcome to Metro News. Ko Ruben Smith tēnei.
Ko Mason Hubert tēnei. A landlord at the heart of Lyttelton's rental scene has been slammed with penalties amounting to $33,000. On top of that, landlord Murray Hill has been ordered to clean up and repair the Cressy Terrace property. Alexandra Bogdanova investigates.
The controversial Lyttelton property owned by landlord Murray Hill. He's got a long history of authorities warning him about the state of his rentals, and this time complaints from neighbours caught the interest of the Tenancy Compliance and Investigations team. National Manager of Compliance Brett Wilson and his team investigated, and they laid a complaint with the Tenancy Tribunal.
They are running a business and they need to be aware of what they need to do to comply with the legislation around that particular business, and we expect them to be complying with that because that provides warm, dry, safe accommodation for people who are renting.
Hill has owned 17 properties in Christchurch, many of which are here in Cressy Terrace. In the past, media has referred to him as a slum lord, where he says he is opening his doors to people seeking shelter in unfortunate times.
Metro News was told by several locals that the accommodation is uninviting, saying it often houses homeless and unsavory people. Hill doesn't agree.
Yeah, no, I don't want to say nothing. It's all bullshit, so yeah.
Following the $33,000 penalty, Wilson looks to ways to improve boarding situations for future tenants.
We recognise that for tenants of boarding houses, there are safety issues. You know, the tragic fire at Loafers Lodge is a really good demonstration of the potential issues for boarding house residents.
Cleanup has already started at one of the properties, but the tribunal says landlord Hill needs to do more to meet the healthy home standard, something which Wilson says the tenants deserve. Alexandra Bogdanova, Metro News.
Riccarton Road may see an upgrade, with many businesses struggling to stay afloat. Riccarton Councillor Tyler Harrison-Hunt isn't wasting any time in his second term though, getting straight into the project he's calling his priority for the next few years. Marcus Allen reports.
It's one of the busiest retail destinations in the South Island, but it's a different feeling outside Westfield Mall. For-lease signs sit on numerous shop windows, graffiti and waste line the streets, and petty crime is not uncommon. Dumplings on Riccarton owner Justine Kawa says all these factors make it hard for her to operate her business.
We're $2 rice, we're still quite cheap, but our numbers are down, and we're surviving just.
Freshly re-elected Riccarton councillor Tyler Harrison-Hunt wants to change that. His plan for the next 3 years sees the revitalisation of Riccarton Road. His current wish list includes better lighting, security and a public forum to drive what that update looks like.
Confidence in business in Riccarton at the moment is pretty slim, but that also means that council have a role around the environment that we create.
Justine says their location doesn't guarantee customers.
Well, people think because we're so close to the mall we're going to get that off spill or whatever, but you don't, because you just stay close.
Westfield Mall is one of the biggest ratepayers and contributors to the local economy, but it's owned by Australian conglomerate Century Group. Updating Riccarton Road will require the support of those big bosses across the ditch. Metro News reached out to Century Group for comment, but they did not respond. Tyler is confident he'll have the support of his fellow councillors.
My track record would probably say that too. Most of the things that I've put into the annual plans have been near unanimous.
He's aiming for the plan to be put to council in time for the long-term plan in 2 years, something Justine thinks can't come soon enough. Marcus Allen, Metro News.
The mother of 3 young children who died in a Manawatu house fire last weekend has spoken publicly for the first time. Chelsea Field has released a statement saying she doesn't want the fact they died in the most horrible of circumstances to define the important, beautiful lives they lived. The woman's husband, who's the children's father, also died in the fire in Sanson. Police have started a homicide inquiry. Field says her beloved dog also died in the fire and the ashes of her stillborn daughter have disappeared. She says she's heartbroken, but thanks to first responders and members of the public and the community for supporting her.
Get excited, wildlife lovers. For the first time, National Geographic's The Greatest Wildlife Photographers exhibition has arrived in New Zealand and is right here in Ototahi. Adriana Tobin went for a viewing.
A hot summer's day full of smiles and world-class photography, right here at Orana Wildlife Park. The exhibition features more than 70 shots spanning 115 years.
First glimpse, just wandered down and yeah, stunning, absolutely stunning, the photos that I've seen. Picked a favourite, and then the next photo I looked at, oh my God, this is another favourite, so yeah, stunning.
We're really excited to have this exhibition at Orana. This is the first time ever that National Geographic's The Greatest Wildlife Photographs has ever been on show in New Zealand, so we're really proud to be the first place to bring it to the country. But it's the stories behind the images that are key, and it's moments in time, it's technological advances, it's how images might have been captured that make it really interesting.
For the next 6 months, visitors will be able to enjoy the images shot from National Geographic's renowned photographers. What's your thoughts on the exhibition here today?
Yeah, they're cool as pictures, like you'd never get to see them probably anywhere else. Just different angles of animals and stuff that you normally don't get to see in day-to-day life.
With so many photos to choose from, picking a favourite is tricky.
Oh, that's like asking my favourite animal at the zoo or favourite kid. There's a number of them. This section that we're looking at here is my favourite in terms of how colourful it is, just from a colourful perspective.
Vultures chewing on the carcass.
Hummingbird drinking nectar.
This has been months in the work to get National Geographic's The Greatest Wildlife Photographs exhibition here at Orana Wildlife Park. The exhibition will be available for all to enjoy until April 30th of next year.
Kia ora, Adriana. What a beautiful exhibition. Can you tell us more about it?
Yes, of course. This celebration of the animal kingdom was carefully curated by none other than well-known nature photo editor Kathy Morn. The shots, of course, are included from the pages of the National Geographic magazine, and the shots are taken from well-known wildlife photographers such as Michael Nicholas and Steve Winter.
Is there an extra cost to view the exhibition?
Luckily, there is not. The exhibition is included in the general park admission, therefore visitors are welcome to enjoy as much as they like until the end of April next year.
Thanks, Adriana.
A huge fire has broken out at the COP30 conference in Brazil. Green Party List MP Francisco Hernandez was amongst the Kiwis evacuated. He spoke to Metro News from the city of Belém in Brazil.
I guess from there was like a little bit of concern. Like obviously we don't want it to like spread. We're hoping it's contained. And that's what ended up happening. So we were happy with that outcome.
Yeah, and who else was with you?
So there were like a group of New Zealand officials with us and a group of like New Zealanders were evacuated together.
Muri I ngā whakatairanga. Coming up on Metro News.
Santa has come early to Ōtautahi this year as the parade gears up for the weekend.
And what lies behind the bright pink store? We take a look at one of Ōtautahi's most popular flea markets.
Kurie I haere ki Waiheke. Stay with us. Hoki mai. Hoki mai anō, welcome back.
Mental health is a topic many find difficult to talk about, but 19-year-old Bradley Much is breaking through the stigma with his mental health campaign, Mental Health Matters. Hester Lukey has the story.
In the heart of Ōtautahi, 19-year-old Bradley Much is leading a movement that's breaking stigmas around mental health. From launching a podcast to making an award-winning documentary, Bradley is raising awareness to support rangatahi across Aotearoa.
Mental health has always been a subject quite near and dear to my heart. Whether it's myself or family members or seeing friends and that sort of stuff go through, I was like, nah, this is what I want to sort of dedicate my life to.
Bradley shared a moment which inspired the documentary.
So it was about this time last year, I was up in Auckland doing a mental health campaign for Voices of Hope, and they got 5 complete strangers to walk into a room together, sit down and share their stories. And it felt like we'd known each other for years walking out of it. We only spent maybe 2 hours together, but sharing that story of vulnerability and being able to empower ourselves through mental health showed me, bam, that's what the power of vulnerability can do.
I am currently here for a mental health organisation. So me and my best mate, Bradley, it's called Mental Health Matters, and he actually got a tattoo of it today, so it's pretty sick. And,
I feel empowered. I feel honoured that you're doing it, genuinely. I feel so honoured that you're doing it.
Now, Bradley's vision goes beyond the screen. He's creating a youth advisory board and pushing for mental health education in schools.
I feel like the government expects so much from students to academically succeed, to do well in everything across school, yet they can't even understand themselves. How are we expecting them to achieve at a high rate when they're not even understanding what's going on internally? And I think having a mental health curriculum would solve so many of those issues.
Mental Health Matters is well on its way to becoming a nationwide movement, proving that one voice can spark change. Hester Lukey, Metro News.
Paid firefighters in Christchurch and other main centres walked off the job for an hour from midday today. Their union says the action was over continued problems with staffing and equipment. They say the latest incident was in Auckland this morning when a jammed handbrake caused a delayed response to a house fire. Fire and Emergency New Zealand says the action is unwarranted, given the case is set to be heard by the Employment Relations Authority next week. It's been given urgency. FENZ is offering a 5.1% pay increase over 3 years.
Christchurch's annual Santa Parade is kicking off on Sunday, with the prep in full swing for the big day. I went along to see how it's all going. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas in a warehouse in Christchurch. It's where the magic happens for the annual Santa Parade. Organiser Jason Reekers can't wait for the festivities.
We have a festival and parade like you wouldn't believe. Christchurch's biggest free day of family fun.
For him, it's Christmas all year round, starting the new floats as soon as the parade's pack down is finished.
We come in once a week on a Wednesday and we have a lot of volunteers who come in on that day. We work on the floats once a week, and then every second Saturday of the month we have volunteers that can't make it during the day during the week.
70 floats will be on show on Sunday at the Canterbury Agricultural Park, including SpongeBob SquarePants, Winnie the Pooh, Olaf and the brand new Willy Wonka. Don't worry though, Santa and Mrs Claus will be there. They'll be ending out the 2-kilometre parade. The parade starts at 2 o'clock and will go for about an hour. But there'll be more than just the parade.
With a market, food vendors, 2 entertainment stages, all sorts of things happening in the park, and a big parade.
There'll also be classics from the parade's older appearances too.
Yes, our old elephant's back squirting water at everybody, nearly 70 years old. We've got Alice in Wonderland, Mother Goose, the Pinocchio whale, all your old favourites, Humpty Dumpty, and our big drum major will be leading the parade like usual.
There's expected to be 30,000 people coming over the whole day, from 11 o'clock until 4:30.
We've been looking at the weather all week. Earlier in the week it wasn't looking too good, but now we're really confident it's going to be a great day. The weather's looking perfect.
It's the first Santa parade in New Zealand's festive calendar, kicking off the season to be jolly with a bang. Ruben Smith, Metro News.
It's one of Christchurch's coolest weekend traditions, a Saturday market that's all about colour, creativity and community spirit. The Nifty Market is drawing crowds all summer long, celebrating sustainable style and local business owners. Maddie Mansfield went along to meet the stall holders behind the bright pink store.
It's hard to miss the Nifty Market. Located behind the bright pink store is a community that's become a staple of Christchurch summers. Here, sustainable shopping isn't just a trend. It's a lifestyle built on connection, creativity, and a love for giving old clothes a new life. For stall holder Rosalie Richards, being a school nurse is her full-time job. So she balances thrifting and markets around her work.
Since I've started doing this, I do have a lot less time, like in the weekends and stuff. But I guess with nursing, like I'm not in the hospital, so I finish at like 4 and then I can go thrifting for an hour and then, so it's a lot of work.
And for others, like Millie, markets have become more than just a side hustle. It's her full-time job.
Yeah, well, it was never supposed to turn into something this big, and I decided to just go with it.
Her vintage clothing stall is so popular, she has to recruit her family to join her on market days for extra security.
Yeah, it's like kind of a family business now.
While the market only runs during the summer months, the Nifty store is here to keep that thrifty spirit alive all year round. Behind it all is Rosie, the founder of the Nifty consignment store and market community.
I started the Nifty Market 7 years ago. I started it as a flea market, and then 3 years ago I decided to open it as a consignment store just to make it that bit more accessible where we were open kind of all the time.
With its bold colours, big crowds and even bigger ideas, Nifty proves sustainability can be both stylish and a whole lot of fun. Madeline Mansfield, Metro News.
Looking at today's weather, in Otatahi it's mainly fine with a cloudy evening ahead as northerlies turn southwesterlies. Your high is 30. Thank you for joining us on Metro News this afternoon.
For all those stories and more, head over to metronews.co.nz or check us out on Metro News NZ on Instagram.
For all you sports jocks, stick around for the club rooms at 2:45.
Ko Ruben Smith tēnei.
Ko Mason Herbert tēnei.
Mā te wā.